Okay, great. So obviously the first thing and most important thing is that this is a natural pain relief and inflammation reduction method for horses, all right? And right, what is Lifewave's AccuLife or IceWave? And the reason I use the word AccuLife, because in America, products that are used for human beings can't have the same name for products that are used for animals. So IceWave is the equivalent to AccuLife, and AccuLife is the equivalent to IceWave. And I always make that very clear because the marketing material is on AccuLife, but I make it very clear in my emails on how when I write to a vet, for example, that is the South African version. That's all I say, that IceWave is the South African version of AccuLife in the United States. And again, I don't assume that they know. So I say this is a patent form of phototherapy or photobiomodulation. It helps to stimulate cellular activity, which increases your energy flow in the animal and reduces pain. And this is clinically researched. I also state, as I said, that in South Africa, we use IceWave, and in the US, AccuLife. Right, very important. I make it very clear that this is a patented product. It's non-invasive, non-transdermal, hypoallergic, 3 are medical grade, same for animals. I don't assume that they know, but I also say very importantly that you don't need to be a vet or to prescribe, don't need veterinary prescription to use or issue this product. So horse trainers can use it. People that look after horses, clean, whatever, even people who own horses can use it as long as they know how to deal with a horse. Right, and then, of course, very important is to highlight some of the research. So here's 3 very big research documents. I can actually send them to you as part of your little pack. The one is on responsiveness of horses to biofrequency modulation after acupuncture. And remember that all the Lifewave products are generally placed on acupuncture points, including on animals and horses. The second one is the scientific report. It's quite an extensive report where it talks about it's a clinical base, and it's called the infrared thermal imaging, which quantifies the efficacy, meaning the effectiveness of IceWave patches for pain relief on horses. And the third one is AccuLife patches produced pain relief in horses. So what's important about this is some of these reports have used what they call, what's the word, where they're actually using horses that have the patches on and horses that don't have the placebo effect. There we go. So they use the placebo effect, and that makes it much more effective in terms of the research. And so vets will be able to relate to these. And if you were sending this via email, you could then attach the research documents for them. Okay, now I'm really hoping this is going to work. Let's give it a second. Right, let's see.
They just do virtually every time. In fact, 2 published studies in 2005 and 2011 involving no fewer than 175 horses, one of them with a placebo-controlled element, showed significant reduction in pain using Lifewave, as shown by before and after infrared thermal images, plus generally accepted veterinarian methods for locating and measuring pain points in horses. I wanted to see for myself, and you'll get to...
Okay, I just want to stop it there and I'll get Chris to fix that up properly. So that's really how it works. And what's important is I've got a document here. It's very basic. I must say this must have been a very old Lifewave brochure, but really the rule is white on right, tan on left. And these are the various acupuncture points where they use them. I'm sure the horses the vets would understand these points quite easily, just down in, on the side of the, let me do this, on the side of the face and the neck, over here, one on either side, as you can see at the top here. I think that I've heard this is like the bladder meridian, and then you can see on the back, depending on the sides, but this will make more sense in the next video. So that's an important one, but it really is just to show the vets the general place, because sometimes vets are not acupuncture aware in terms of, using it for their own treatment of horses. So let's have a look.
Chance, a distributor in Lifewave since 2004, has been working within the equine industry with horse owners and rodeo competitors for years, patching thousands of horses along the way to help relieve their pain and discomfort. This Facebook video is a great example. John first locates the discomfort, then does his best to carefully place a patch near the pain. Not so easy. And just seconds later, the horse is calm and no longer reacting to pressure.
Okay. Right. And I've kept it just till that. And what's important to do and to say is that products are not meant to diagnose, treat, or cure, not intended for horses that are pregnant. Always consult a vet. And most important, please, I know as we distribute Lifewave products, we're not necessarily going to want to put a patch on a horse. I would make that very, very clear. Never stand directly behind a horse, because in fact, if it's actually hurting at the back, it will kick you. So always explain to whoever is involved with the horses how to use the patches, where to possibly place them, or to watch from a distance as they push their hands down over the spinal area, down the back, but never that you do it yourself if you've never ever dealt with horses. So that's the presentation. I want to stop the share there. I thought it was very, very important just for you to be able to see exactly how John does it. He's a specialist for Lifewave in the equine industry. And that you try and as I say, try and be able to get a meeting in front of vets, because it's very difficult just to send an email. I found that I've had to, they're like, oh, yeah, no, that sounds a bit woo-woo to me. I really had to, like I have an animal hospital here, and the vet is an international a research person on horses, and she didn't want to meet me. She just wanted to get the patches, and I had to really push her over a period of time to actually even get the first set of patches, which she's testing and testing and testing, and every now and then I give her more patches. So it does take time to break into the sort of medical veterinary space, as you will know, even with dealing with medical doctors, but it is absolutely fantastically effective, those Lifewave patches. And we see videos of the horses where these trainers have got them in their back jean pocket, because they're all wearing jeans and boots, and these horses smell out the Lifewave patches and stick their noses on the pockets, because for them, as us, it's a light frequency. It feels good when they've got it on and they want it on. And I think the other important thing is that if these horses are race horses, polo horses, horse jumping horses, you can use them during the competition, of course, because again, they're not illegal in any way. So I was going to now just sort of leave it open to questions, Giselle, and just keep it short and simple.
Oh, thank you so much, Beverley. That's so much insight, especially for me who don't know horses at all. And it's incredible to see the effectiveness. We also discussed this before the call, to see the effectiveness in animals and to see how this is also bringing such a beautiful relief. If I just think of the German shepherds who tend to suffer with their hinds going lower and those problems in their spines as well. And it's absolutely phenomenal to see. And if anyone has any questions, please unmute yourself and just tap into Beverley's wisdom. And I'm sure she's seen a lot, like we've seen a lot of amazing things with humans. She's seen with humans as well, but now with animals as well, which we've not really been focusing on. And I believe that that is also such a big market to bring relief to these animals as well. And then Beverley Martisha did share a message. She says that unfortunately her sound is giving issues, and she's just also saying thank you very much.
I know, you're most welcome. Yeah, no, anytime. And I think it's important for us to focus on healing the animals. We tend to focus because there's so much need in humans, and we tend to forget about that animals are affected by the human change and the world that is changing so rapidly, in a way, and they're kind of being left behind, not being able to communicate very effectively with us. So we should take, I use my secondhand patches on my plants and they absolutely love it. And so we must take nature with us. Yes. And even if you went to the SPCA, or horses, or places where there's horse charities, because there's a lot of horses that are abused, and horse and cart, I know the associations that look after them. You can always just accumulate your old patches and go and
bless them with that. Yeah, that's such a beautiful idea. I think we should consider it. If you don't have someone that you patching with your first time patches, that we should accumulate it for them. And then Beverley, your focus was mainly now on the Icewave, but just for the purpose of this call as well, the efficacy of the X39, we've seen the healing that also brings, because it reactivates the stem cells to a pluripotent form. So it addresses any need that animal also has. So just for everyone on this call as well, all the patches, while we won't necessarily use the other ones, but like with Eon and X39, they all work on animals as well, because it's light therapy. So, and that's why we can patch it on children with tactile issues or old people with frail skin, because light still shines through garments, and the same thing, light shines through the fur. So it still works and it's very effective.
100%. So remember, when you're using, so let's talk about horses again. With the stem cell, the X39, that would be quite nice to bring a vet on board, because that's healing, needing to know how the animal works and where to actually place an X39. So because the clinical research hasn't directly been on X39 on horses, and I'm sure there should be. In fact, it'd be very nice if we could lead somewhere in South Africa on some of this research.
Wow,
than just the inflammation cutting or the pain cutting AccuLife or Lifewave. Definitely.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's such a great idea. So if you also have connections on the call, let's maybe see if we can, like Beverley says, lead in those studies and also contribute from South Africa's side. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions? It seems like everyone is still muted. Almeen, you were unmuted a little bit earlier. Did you want to say or ask anything?
Yes, but you basically, Beverley, you answered my question. I was specifically wanting to know if there is clinical research on X39 and any animal. But yeah, you did mention that now.
Yeah, it's incredible how new, in a way, the products are still, it's still pretty new. Even if you say a company's 20 years old, 2.5 years in South Africa, since 2019, X39, I'm sure, and I've looked extensively on the back end, there's just been no research on the X39 in animals. So things are still pretty new. And you also be surprised how many doctors and vets are like, I do surgery. That's why it's so important to look at the animal whisperers, the acupuncturists for animals. All those kind of alternative natural doctors and that are much more open to it. Vets can be very, very tough. They're like farmers. They're like very hectic. They know their product.
Yeah, that's true. That's understandable. It's like you mentioned with getting into the medical field as well. But fortunately, I see more and more people seeing the light and really looking into this technology. So that's gives us lots of hope.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thanks.
So if no one has any questions, Beverley from Team Grace's side, thank you so much for investing this time with us. And I'm sure Chris will love your presentation. And thank you for putting that together. It's always nice to have something fresh and new and just to increase our knowledge as well. So thank you so much for your time.
You're most welcome. And I will refine it and then I'll send it all to you so that you've actually got like a little pack.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
Thank
Have
you
a
so
wonderful
much.
evening. Yes.
And thanks to everyone on the call. If you have more questions, just reach out to the person who invited you to this call. Have a great
Thanks.
evening, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thanks very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.